First up, cheered by prospects of the BJP-led NDA government coming back to power, Indian markets open at record highs for the second day in a row. Sensex touched record high of 39,500 points for the first time, gaining over 100 points in the morning trade itself. Nifty was also trading at highs of 11,850 mark. Sensex registered its biggest gain in a decade yesterday with gains of 1,421 points. Oil prices edged up today on signs that producer club OPEC will continue withholding supply this year, and as tensions between the United States and Iran escalated, while the rupee opened flat at 69.74 per dollar. All right, let's get in further details now from our chief business correspondent, Sumit Chaturvedi, joining us from the newsroom. Sumit, we've been discussing the anticipated jump as far as the markets are concerned. They are cheering the return of the Modi government. Help our viewers understand what stability in the government and the possible return of the Modi government as per the exit polls could mean for the markets for the next few sessions. And also this jump was anticipated, but the magnitude is something that is worth noting here.
Well, Molly, let's start with sectors and let's start with banking sector here. So banking sector has been witnessing a rally since yesterday. The reason being in NDA1, we saw the banking reforms were taking pace, and thereafter there was a merger of banks, the recapitalization of bank. All these things happened on banking sector. So because the government wanted to strengthen the backbone of the economy. Now going forward, we can see more steps which government can take to make the banks better, their balance sheet better. Keeping that in mind, the bank stocks are seeing a rally. Overall stability in government, the policy, the continuation of policy, the betterment of GST, all these things will be taken in a very positive manner. Well, generally market believes that when the NDA government comes, the economy and the pace of growth of economy, all these factors are at the mind of the top leadership. That's why it's important. That's why the markets are gaining. Also, Indian market is gaining because right now there's a gloom and doom in overall other economies of the globe. China is engulfed in a trade war. In Iran, there's the tensions with US. So India looks stable. India looks it gives a ray of hope at this time. And the stable government will means that more stable steps would be taken. GST, whatever said and done, has brought a stability to the trading community, to the market. There's a one tax now. So that's keeping all that in mind. And going forward, there could be some problems like monsoon, if it is not on time arrival. That can be a problem, but overall it looks perfectly fine as far as the analysts are concerned.
And like you just mentioned, Sumit, given the global outlook and given the letdown as far as the global economy is concerned, this, of course, is a moment to cheer for the Indian markets. And that's something that has been widely discussed across the world as well. Given what the exit polls have been saying, and, of course, the final results are awaited on the 23rd of May, this jump has been anticipated, but it's a positive sign given the global conditions that the Indian markets are reacting in such a manner.
Well, if you look yesterday, US markets, they fell sharply. Apple was down sharply because, again, global trade wars, that is spooking markets there. Huawei issue, clearly it did not go down well with the tech stocks. Apple was down more than 3%. So S&P tech index was down. So keeping that in mind, yes, in global other markets, there is no stability. What will happen tomorrow on the crude front? No one knows. What will happen in US-China trade war? No one knows. What people know now is that India is headed for another stable government. If exit polls are to be believed, the majority will be there by BJP-led NDA government. So India is poised for another wave of growth, stable government at least, which we did not see from 2004 to 14, let's say. And that's what, in fact, it was not in favor of markets. But now markets will favor that. We have seen Sensex touching 39,500 mark today. It can very well touch 40,000 very soon, and 50,000 also, as analysts are saying, in this year only. So all the stability is clearly in everybody's favor.
All right, so Sensex and Nifty opening at record highs today. We're going to leave it there for the moment. Sumit, thanks very much for joining us.